there needs to be a global shift in terms of what we think about as the purpose of business. If you focus your social impact in the areas where you work day to day in your business life, you actually get a multiplier effect when it comes to having impact. Philanthropy has always been a very important part of what we do well before the inception of the Trust. I was approached by His Royal Highness in 2007 after a trip he just made to the region. It's well known that His Royal Highness Prince of Wales is particularly passionate about South Asia, and it's a part of the world that he's travelled to on many, many occasions. And I was approached by him to create some form of philanthropic legacy. He's very keen to have made a lasting impact to that part of the world. And that was really the inception of the ideas around creating the British Asian Trust. Indeed, much of what we did in the initial period was research what was needed in that part of the world. And actually the central conclusion was that the last thing that South Asia needed was another charity. In fact, there's terrific grassroots activity and grassroots work going on within South Asia. What actually a lot of those charitable organisations need was a partner to help them scale, and what donors really needed was a trusted navigator. And so since then, really our goal as the British Asian Trust has been to be the trusted navigator for philanthropic giving in South Asia. The British Asian Trust has, since inception, core focus has been researching, identifying, and then ultimately due diligencing the most effective grassroots charitable organisations. The central problem with the philanthropic sector worldwide is there are very few charitable organisations that actually scale. And in South Asia, impacting 5,000, 10,000 really doesn't make a difference. The scale of the problems are so enormous, we have to identify those grassroots organisations that have the potential to scale. There are over 30 organisations that we've worked with in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and of course India. So what we've tried to encourage is a different mindset to giving, a mindset that's not about recognition or naming, or a mindset that's not about infrastructure, but a mindset that's about sustainable collective giving. And the way we try to do that is we try to address the single biggest barrier when we talk to donors about why they don't give more to South Asia. The single biggest barrier is trust. Will the dollar I give actually have impact? So we try to address that with our core product of research, due diligence and analysis of the organisations that we give to. We also try to stimulate particularly global diaspora giving by match funding that with both corporates and increasingly in-country corporate and in-country donor giving. So one of the statistics that we're most proud of is that for every dollar that's given to the British Asian Trust, we're generally able to match fund that with between $5 and $10 to go to the ultimate cause. We've been very fortunate since our inception to have attracted great supporters. We have our trustees who give up a huge amount of time, we have our advisory councils, and we have our friends and patrons who join us and support our annual dinners and events, which we have to both raise money but also to bring that network together. And we're very fortunate that group has attracted some of the leading business figures in our community. In addition, we've benefited from terrific celebrity support. So we have a celebrity ambassador group that is to die for, whether it's from the worlds of entertainment like Zayn Malik and Naughty Boy, or from the world of Bollywood, which you can't ignore, whether it's Rani Mukherjee, who flew over for our dinner to launch our anti-trafficking campaign, which is our current focus. Those celebrities are hugely important because they naturally bring an X factor to our events, but actually what perhaps goes unnoticed is the thought leadership that many of those people provide. I think what we've done so far with the British Asian Trust is we've established a very clear model, we've established a very clear vision to be the kite mark, to be that trusted navigator for giving in South Asia, and I think we've established a track record. And in the world of fund management, which is essentially the world that we're in, that's actually the right place to start. I think if I have a frustration, the frustration is I think the scale of our impact needs to be much larger. So the same criticism I level that the charity sector as a large applies to us. And so the next 5 years for us has to be, how do we take a model that we know works, a model that we know works for donors, a model that we know is differentiated, and really scale the impact of that. And the global awareness that interviews like this start to give us is a really, really key component of that. Prince of Wales is without question the reason that the British Asian Trust has achieved what it has. I find it incredible how someone not from the region is willing to give up so much time and effort to promote a better life for the millions of people that need it there. And we're just incredibly fortunate at the British Asian Trust to have a leader who has both of those qualities.